Hello, my beautiful collective. My name is Calum. I'm an empath, a psychic, and an oracle of sorts. And I've been absent for a minute. I have missed you guys so dearly. But honestly, my life has been a fucking whirlwind the last few weeks. I'm sorry I haven't been posting readings. This is like a little life update. This might be a tarot reading. I'm not really sure yet. I'm kind of just gonna go where the energy takes me. More than anything, I wanted to kind of talk about some of the things I've been experiencing, the blessings that have been coming in, and some of the things that I've learned from it. I, a couple weeks ago, or I guess it was like really just a little over a week ago. I got a job finally. I know if you've been following the channel for a while, you would know that I've been looking for work for like 7 months now. Uh, no, 6 months. Um, and I finally landed a job. And it's actually so beautiful how it all aligned because I had applied to this place like a month ago. Just kind of on a whim, I was door dashing and I went into this place and I asked if they were hiring and they said no, but I could apply online. And then, like, a few weeks later, I get a text from their hiring manager that they're opening a new location and they want me to work. And of course, I accepted. I go in. There wasn't even really like an interview process. I kind of walked in. He gave me the rundown of what was all was gonna look like, and I was hired on the spot. And I started working like a day or two later, and it's restaurant work. It's work that I told myself I would never do again, but it felt different this time because the my boss is such a like kind person. Truly, this opportunity is like everything that I've been looking for when it comes to where I want to be in a work environment, somewhere that values their employees and pays fairly and treats everyone with respect and kindness. And like my boss treats everyone like as an equal. He doesn't talk down to people, which I love. And within 3 days, I was promoted to manager. So I'm officially the manager of this restaurant, and I'm I'm just so proud of myself, and I'm so happy with how everything has panned out for me. Um, it's interesting because like I I have like 6 years of restaurant experience, and I've been in so many different environments where I wasn't treated with the level of respect that I deserve, or like my wisdom and experience has gone overlooked or underappreciated. And this is the first time that I feel like I'm truly being seen for what I have to offer. And it's just so interesting the way you're treated can change the way you look at opportunities. Because honestly, I'm not being paid as well as I have in the past. I made like 22 an hour at my last job running the kitchen on my own. But it wasn't worth it because there was so much stress in the environment, and the other cook that I worked with made my life kind of a living hell every time I worked with her. But right now I'm getting paid 16 an hour, and maybe I shouldn't put that online, but I'm not being paid as well as I have in the past, but it doesn't matter to me because I am so happy doing what I do. And it's also like an opportunity with growth. Like, this is the first time where it doesn't feel like there's a ceiling to what I can do, because this is like a new location and I'm kind of getting to like set the tone, set the pace, really put my systems in place and like kind of make this place my own thing, which is everything that I've wanted out of. That's why I've hated working in kitchens in the past, because I just don't agree with the way that people do things, but I'm actually getting the chance to like create the protocols and run a team. I'm learning how to lead people, and this is something that I've been working through for a while, like doing this content, like spiritual content, and being on my shamanic path, like helping people realize their potential. This is such a beautiful opportunity for me because I'm firsthand getting to help people see their own potential, and um, my team is wonderful, and they're all. I don't know. It's all so perfect because everyone is treating me with respect and like looking up to my authority, which isn't, it's not from like a place of being like, oh, I'm better than you. It's just like I tell people what to do and like how we need to get things done, and they're like, absolutely. And it's a beautiful thing. But it feels like this is the perfect chance for me to get the experience that I want for what I want to do with my life. Because I don't want to work in restaurants forever. This isn't a forever job, but it's the perfect chance for me to start like building the abilities that I want. But anyway, I wanted to give you guys a little context on what's been going on in my life. With that, and it's so interesting because I, being where I am now, looking back a month ago, and how lost I felt at that time, there's been a lot of lessons that I've learned and a lot of insight that I want to share with you guys. Because the oddly enough, the topic of this video kind of centers around love, but I think it also, it's a topic that can be applied to the rest of your life. And it's just this idea that once you align with what truly feels good for you, things begin to change. You know, there was I if you've been following the channel, I posted a video like a month ago about a breakup that I was going through, and it really broke my heart. It was very disappointing and difficult to experience in that moment because this was a person that I saw so much potential in, and they were everything that I saw so many qualities of the partner that I would want in this person. And I think a part of my attachment to this was this concept of not necessarily twin flames. I've really detached from all of the labeling, but the point of this video is to kind of detach from that labeling when it comes to relationships. I'm going to focus this around love, and I'll expand on how we can apply this to the rest of our lives. But when it comes to love, and you find someone that ticks so many boxes but doesn't make you truly feel good, I want you to consider the way that these labels are holding you back from your potential. Because in the spiritual community, I've talked about this topic a little bit of this attachment we have to the twin flame dynamic, or this idea of a soulmate, these deep soul connections. Because truly, the twin flame idea, I feel like what we should take from that is what we can learn about ourselves through these people. You can have a deep soul connection with someone, and they can still not have a place in your physical life. The connection you feel to someone the love you feel for someone does not constitute a relationship. It does not constitute that person to have space or place in your life. And I think that our attachment to these titles hold us back from realizing our potential. And what I've learned from my life recently is that I was so attached to what I wanted this person to be, what I saw in this person, how this person could fit into my plan, into my the greater plan of my life. Trying to like force the fit of this person was actively holding, like, as I was trying to do this, everything else in my life was falling apart. I was experiencing tower moment after tower moment. And all of these tower moments were the results of my actions, but the timing of it is not coincidence. It all played out how it did because the universe was trying to signal to me that there was something out of alignment. And part of it was the way I was viewing relationships, viewing the people that I wanted to be with. And um when we need there's some times where we need to take stock of our lives and think about how people truly make us feel inside, because now having a month being away from this person that I was so heartbroken over, so smitten over, I feel 1,000 times better them not being in my life. And that's like hard to say, but it's also not. It's very empowering for me to feel so good without them in my life. But I saw that I wanted this person to be so many things, and I was so attached to this idea that we have such a deep connection, we have such a deep love for one another, that I felt that there was no way we couldn't be together. We couldn't not be together, rather. And my attachment to where I wanted them in my life was keeping me in this place of setting myself aside, setting the way I feel aside for the sake of having a person, for the sake of uh, staying attached to this person. And that is not healthy. That is not love. That is approaching someone from a place of fear, from a place of insecurity, from a place of decenteredness. My ears are ringing as I'm saying that. And the point that I want to get across is that you need to prioritize the way that you feel. You need to prioritize, you need to truly look yourself in the mirror and be fully honest with yourself. How do these people make me feel? Because when I look back, this person made me feel small. They made me feel hard to love. They made me feel like I was a burden for asking too much. And in reality, I wasn't asking too much. I was asking for the bare minimum, and they could not deliver that. And it's very important that we recognize when people are putting us into this place of setting ourselves aside. You need to recognize that you deserve better. You deserve to not beg for the bare minimum. You deserve to have your expectations exceeded without you asking. You deserve to have someone who will deliver what it is you want out of a relationship just from the goodness of their heart, from the desire of wanting to do so for you. You deserve better. And as I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to me, because these are affirmations that I've been having to reaffirm to myself over the last month. And as I disconnected from this person, as I cut contact with them, and I've prioritized my life has flourished. I've found my dream job, at least my dream job of right now, and I'm in an environment where there's growth for me, and I'm consistently reaffirmed, not just by the universe but by the people around me, of how good I am and how worth it I am. And I'm reminded of all the good qualities that I have. And my finances are flourishing. I'm in such a stronger sense of comfort within myself. I feel so much more confident. I feel safe. And that's a big thing, because this person at times made me feel safe, but also at times brought up a lot of anxiety, made me feel very scared for that I wasn't going to have the love that I desire. Being away from this person has helped me recognize how much love I have within myself, and how much love does not need to be the center of my life. It's helped me focus more on what I want for myself, the goals that I have. And I hope that you do the same if you are struggling with these sorts of things. I hope you recognize that love is not something that needs to be chased or attained. It is something that is inherently within you and that you are inherently worthy of. And you deserve better than to be put on the back burner, to be set aside or treated like a choice, treated like a burden, made to feel that your passion and that your desire for love is too much, because you are not too much. You are just enough. If not, you need to be more. You need to be even more passionate. Because love is something that should be welcomed into your life as an extension of who you already are. You should be able to show up authentically in the world and not need to put on a show, and have that love show up for you. And it will. Once you allow yourself to let down your walls and to live freely, that love will show up. And also the rest of your life will flourish. And this is where we're going to transition into the rest of your life. When you prioritize yourself, when you stop centering everyone else's opinions of you, the views that everyone has on you, and you start to truly just focus on what makes you feel good, what is fueling your goals, your dreams, what makes you feel expansive, the rest of your life will align with that. It's all about vibration. These doors open once we allow them to. Stop putting your foot in front of the door and pulling on it when you're the one blocking the door. Because it is you blocking the door. And that might be hard to hear. It has taken me so long to recognize that I was keeping the door closed. But truly, we are the thing that is stopping us from reaching our potential. And I'm not even speaking from a spiritual, like, I want this to reach a wider audience than my typical spiritual community. I want you to be able to apply this to their lives, that it's not about manifestation. It is about what you are allowing in your life. Because subconsciously, when you are limiting yourself to less than you deserve, you are telling yourself that you do not deserve what you desire. And you deserve to break free. You deserve better. And it's not going to show up right away. I can't tell you that it will. And I can almost promise you it won't show up right away, because these are things that you need to get yourself into a state of discomfort so that you can grow. My mantra on this channel and of my life is that uncomfortability breeds growth. If you're not scared, you're probably not doing the right thing. It's one of the more recent mantras, is that, like, you need to do it scared, no matter what it is. Because if we're sitting in our comfort zone, we're probably not pushing for growth. But when it comes to relationships, when it comes to situations that we're in, environments that we're in, we might be comfortable, but that comfort might also be holding us back. And a big lesson that I've been having to integrate is that sometimes the hard thing of cutting off those people that keep us in a vibration of stagnancy and discomfort and pain, cutting those off and forcing ourselves into a state of discomfort, of that isolation, forcing ourselves to be alone and sit with what we feel inside, is exactly how we learn what does feel good. It gives us space to recognize what exactly these situations, these people, these habits are contributing to our lives. It helps us recognize the ways that we're keeping ourselves in these cycles of pain and turmoil. And once we break out of that discomfort and get accustomed to it, and that becomes the new standard, we can look back on those situations and recognize the ways that those were truly not good for us. It all takes time. It's a process that builds day by day. You have to continue to make the choice every day to choose yourself, to choose growth. I these aren't things that come naturally. I don't I feel like growth is a path that you have to decide for. It's not something that happens. It takes work. Believe me, I've spent the last 8 or 9 months of my life like dying and being reborn every single day and having to actively decide to be better than who I was yesterday. And my life has completely changed. I'm a completely different person from who I was 9 months ago. Fucking a month ago, a week ago. I'm a completely different person from who I was yesterday. We should always strive to grow every chance we get. Every day is a new day, or every day is a new year. And a year is made up of good days. So do your best to make the most of it and grow where you can and be patient with yourself through the process. Take it day by day. And I don't know. I hope you were able to get something from this. I kind of want to pull cards. But I'm not going to. I feel like this was kind of just a little pep talk check-in sort of thing. Think about what you have in your life and where you want to be in your life and what steps you can take to get there. They don't have to be big steps. Like truly, this is something that it's a moment by moment sort of thing. It's just choices that you make in your everyday life that slowly align. Like I actually just had an experience yesterday. I'm not used to being a manager, and I made a comment to my employees that didn't sit right with me. And I had to like make the conscious decision where in the past I would have just let it blow over and I would have let it stew. And when I talked to them, I was really scared to because like I was basically joking about having an assistant manager, and I openly said to a few of my employees who I would consider for that position. And I was mostly joking. There was some truth to it because he is a really hard worker, but I didn't want to make anyone feel like they were less valuable or unappreciated. So I pulled them all aside and I just wanted to say like you all bring something inherently valuable to the table. You all have different strengths, and um, I appreciate you all for that. And that little moment was very small. It was a very small decision, but it was different than what I would have done in the past. And it's a show for me to have some accountability for myself and recognize how I've grown. And also it was a chance for me to connect better with my team and let them know that I see them all in their own ways. And it also is a show that I'm willing to like bite that bullet of being like, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. Like, I don't know. It was a moment where I needed to grow, and I'm going to continue to make those decisions every day, any chance I get, to try to be better than who I was yesterday. Um, it's all so small, but in the grand scheme of things, these small steps they build into something bigger, and I know that all of these steps that I'm taking, all of the late night, it's literally 4 a.m. right now. I'm working from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. every night for this job because I need to make money and I enjoy what I do. But I'm at the gym right now because I I want to commit to being better for myself. Um, but I don't know. This was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I've been trying to go to the gym at least like a couple times a week. Um, and I decided, I have energy tonight, so I'm going to use that energy and use it to better myself. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling, but I hope you were able to get some like something valuable from this, able to apply it to your life in some sort of way. Um, I've missed you all. I want to get back to reading soon. I'm still navigating this whole manager thing and figuring out what how I can schedule myself to like best support my team because we're open from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. So I want to find some kind of middle ground where I'm able to be there for all of the people on my team. Um, And with that, I'm still kind of in the choppy waters of the beginnings of this. So I can't promise that any readings are going to come out soon. I'm going to try. But right now my focus is very much on my job because I want to kind of get like the ropes of it all and find like some steady footing. But once I do, I will be returning. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Um, this is this is what I love to do. And eventually I want this to be like my job, but we'll get there in time. Um, Again, it's all a process, but expect me to return in the next week or two. I'll probably post a reading here or there, but or here and there, but I'm not sure what consistent readings are gonna look like. I'm still getting used to this schedule. I'm figuring it all out, but I hope you all are well. I love you, and um, if you see this video, know that you are enough, and know that you are worth choosing yourself for. You deserve to prioritize yourself in the way you prioritize others, because once you do, you are going to look back and wonder why you ever set yourself aside. Because I'm telling you, I'm looking back on the decisions that I was making a month ago, a couple months ago, and how I was I thought that I was choosing myself. I thought that I was prioritizing my sense of peace. But looking back with the sense of assurance that I have now, I recognize how I was holding myself back. And I think even now there's some ways that I'm still holding myself back. And I think it's important to always remain in the mindset that we always have work to do. There's always growth to be had. There's always something to learn. Like this journey is never over, and I think part of what holds us back is thinking we've done the work. Because you have done the work, but there's always more to do. There's always walls that can be broken down. The restrictions that we put on ourselves in any small way. There's always more that we can do, and sometimes it's those really small steps that make the most change. I don't know. Take with this from you will. What? Take from this what you will. No, I said that right. Right? I don't know. I just got off a fucking 10-hour shift, so I'm maybe a little out of it. Uh, but I'm gonna go work out, and I will see you all soon. And I can't wait to see you again. Um, my readings are open. I have to get back to someone about that. Because I said I would get back to them like on Monday, and it's now Sunday of the next week. But honestly, my life it has been so crazy. I've had not even just with work. I've had so much going on. Um, I'm doing this event in May that I have to get ready for. I'm putting together a band and having to practice every week for that, and I've got a bunch of shows set out for this month and the next month, and there's just a lot happening in my life right now, and I really want to be doing readings. Like, it's so often like every day that I'm like, I wish I could be doing readings right now, but I just have to really put my energy where it's needed, and I'm just having to be really patient with myself, and I ask that you guys do the same. Not just with me, but with yourselves, and remember that like setting something aside that you're very passionate about does not mean that it has to be over. We can have multiple passions and be able to still maintain all of those. These things don't go away. Um, but I'll get back to you guys soon. I love you. Thank you for sticking through. If you watch this all the way through, um, I will I will see you next time. Take care of yourselves. I love you. Bye.